If you're over 60 and you've started forgetting things, I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Because the very first thing I need you to hear, clearly, calmly, and without fear, is this. Forgetting things does not automatically mean you have Alzheimer's. I'm Dr. Joseph Butler. I'm a geriatrician, and for decades I've worked closely with older adults and their families. I've seen the fear in people's eyes the moment they misplace their keys, forget a familiar name, or walk into a room and suddenly wonder why they're there. That fear often arrives before any diagnosis ever does. And in many cases, that fear causes more harm than the memory lapse itself. One of the most common sentences I hear in my office is whispered, almost apologetically, "Doctor, I think something is wrong with my brain." And almost always, what follows is a story about small moments, missing an appointment, repeating a question, losing track of time. Moments that feel enormous when you don't understand what's happening. So today, I want to talk to you honestly, clearly, and compassionately about memory changes after 60. I want to explain what is normal, what is not, and, most importantly, why many memory problems in older adults are not Alzheimer's at all. Let's start with something that may surprise you. Aging does change the brain, but it does not erase it. Your brain does not simply begin to fail because you reached a certain birthday. What actually changes is how quickly information is retrieved, not whether it exists. Think of it like a well-organized library where the librarian walks a bit more slowly. The books are still there. It just takes longer to find them. Normal aging can cause slower recall, occasional word-finding difficulty, or brief lapses in attention. These moments are frustrating, but they are not dangerous. Alzheimer's disease, on the other hand, is defined by progressive loss of function, losing the ability to manage daily life, to recognize familiar people, to understand what was once second nature. There is a massive difference between forgetting where you placed your glasses and forgetting what glasses are for. Yet many people lump all memory problems into the same terrifying category, and that misunderstanding causes unnecessary panic, stress, and even depression. Now here's where things become truly important. In my clinical experience, a large percentage of memory complaints in adults over 60 are caused by factors that are reversible. Yes, reversible, and often they are hiding in plain sight. One of the biggest culprits is dehydration. As simple as that sounds, mild chronic dehydration is one of the most overlooked causes of confusion, fatigue, and memory lapses in older adults. As we age, our thirst mechanism becomes less reliable. You may not feel thirsty even when your body desperately needs fluids. The brain is extremely sensitive to changes in hydration, and even a small deficit can impair concentration, attention, and short-term memory. I've seen patients improve dramatically, sometimes within days, simply by correcting their fluid intake. They come back to my office saying, "I feel clearer, I feel sharper." Not because they took a new medication, but because they gave their brain what it needed to function. Another extremely common cause is vitamin B12 deficiency. This vitamin plays a critical role in nerve health and cognitive function, and its absorption declines with age. Certain medications, including common acid reducers, can further impair absorption. Low B12 levels can mimic dementia symptoms, including memory loss, confusion, and even mood changes. And here's the key point. If caught early, these symptoms can often be reversed. Sleep is another silent factor that deserves serious attention. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it disrupts memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and brain detoxification processes. During deep sleep, your brain clears metabolic waste that accumulates during the day. When sleep is fragmented or insufficient, that waste builds up, affecting mental clarity. Many older adults accept poor sleep as just part of aging, but that assumption is costly. Medications are another major contributor. Many commonly prescribed drugs, including those for pain, anxiety, allergies, bladder issues, and sleep, have cognitive side effects. Sometimes it's not one medication, but the interaction between several. I always remind my patients that medications do not act in isolation. Your brain experiences the combined effect. Depression and chronic stress can also masquerade as memory loss. When someone is emotionally overwhelmed, the brain prioritizes survival over recall. Attention narrows. Memory encoding weakens. This is not brain damage. It is a protective response. Unfortunately, many people interpret these symptoms as cognitive decline rather than emotional overload. Let me be very clear here. Feeling mentally foggy does not mean you are losing yourself. It means your brain is asking for support. Now, I want to address Alzheimer's directly, because avoiding the word doesn't help anyone. Alzheimer's disease is real. It is serious, but it is not the most common explanation for early memory complaints. True Alzheimer's involves consistent, progressive decline that interferes with daily life, managing finances, following conversations, recognizing familiar environments. It does not come and go. It does not improve with rest or hydration. One key difference I teach families to observe is awareness. People with normal aging-related forgetfulness are usually aware of their lapses and concerned by them. In contrast, individuals with Alzheimer's often lack insight into their deficits. That distinction matters. Another difference is pattern. Normal forgetfulness is inconsistent. Alzheimer's follows a trajectory. Memory loss worsens steadily and begins to affect language, judgment, and orientation. If you're watching this and thinking, "That doesn't sound like me," then that's an important realization. I also want to talk about lifestyle factors that quietly shape brain health. Physical movement increases blood flow to the brain, supports neuroplasticity, and reduces inflammation. Even gentle daily activity makes a difference. Nutrition matters too. Diets rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and protein provide the building blocks your brain relies on. Social connection is another pillar that is often underestimated. Isolation accelerates cognitive decline. Conversation, laughter, shared experiences. These are not luxuries. They are neurological nourishment. I've watched patients regain confidence simply by understanding what's happening in their bodies. Fear shrinks when knowledge expands. So what should you do if you're noticing memory changes? First, don't panic. Second, don't ignore it. Talk to a healthcare professional who understands aging. Ask for a thorough evaluation. That means reviewing medications, checking vitamin levels, assessing sleep, hydration, mood, and overall health, not jumping straight to worst-case conclusions. Your brain deserves patience, not judgment. I want you to remember this. Memory changes are a message, not a verdict. They are your body asking a question, not delivering a sentence. And finally, let me say this as both a doctor and a human being. Growing older does not mean fading away. It means adapting. It means learning how to care for yourself with the same compassion you've offered others your entire life. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to stay connected. There is so much misinformation, fear, and silence around aging and brain health. My goal is to replace that fear with understanding and practical guidance. Before you go, I invite you to subscribe to this channel using the link below. By subscribing, you become part of a community focused on clarity, dignity, and healthy aging. You'll receive reliable, science-based information designed specifically for adults over 60. Information that empowers you to make confident decisions about your health and your future. If you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with someone who might need reassurance today. And I'd truly love to hear from you. Have you noticed moments of forgetfulness lately? What concerns you most about memory and aging? Leave a comment below. I read them, and your experience matters. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your brain, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.
Join us on Healthcare Seniors.
Amen. Be part of our community and watch the next video.